T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You ever have somebody look at you and say, "You've changed"? Like, look you in the face, like, for real, "You've changed." And they don't mean this as a compliment. It's like they looking at you with some kind of accusation, like, "You've changed." Funny thing is, yes, I have changed. I don't even do the same stuff that I used to do. I don't eat the same food that I used to eat. I fool around, go to Waffle House now late at night. It's going to need a 3-day vacation and a prayer line to help get me up off the floor. Truth be told, I used to be an all-night flighter. I fool around, stay up past 11 o'clock. The next morning, I'm nodding off like one of them children from House of Prayer. I've changed. And here's the truth. Change is not a bad thing. It's growth. It's maturity. It's evidence that I'm paying attention to my life. The real question is not have you changed, but are you supposed to still be the same? Because if you're not changing, you're stuck. On this episode, I'm going to talk about the reality of change, the good change, the funny change, and even the uncomfortable change. Those little awakening moments that let you know that you're not who you used to be, how people react when your growth doesn't fit their comfort zone. That's another important part. But then third, the reward that comes with leveling up, even when it costs you. So I got something that'll kind of flip you out at the end. So just hang tough for me just for a little bit. And we're going to dive into a conversation because guess what? Because just because somebody told you've changed, that might literally be the best compliment you've ever received. Let's talk about it. It is the awakening moment. Man, you got up early, alarm clock go off, you're halfway asleep, you try to go to the bathroom, turn that light on, you squint your eyes a little bit, because you can't really see. And then you start rubbing your arm, you do all this, and you find out, you're looking and I can see and I look pretty good, right? But then you look a little closer. Is that a gray hair? Is that... Guess what? You changed. It's always the little moments that you find in your life where you really made some significant changes in your life, regardless of whether you gave it permission or not. Guess what? You've changed. Either you get up and those knees don't pop the same like they used to, you hear noises that you've never heard before, or when you go to the refrigerator, you go to there, open the door, look in the refrigerator, and forget what you were looking for. You hide your hand, you hide your keys in your hand and look for your keys at the same time. Guess what? You've changed. And it can be funny sometimes. Sometimes, you just have to have that conversation with yourself. Like, man, I ain't know where in the world I did this. And you even looking around in your house right now trying to figure out who saw those moments. And nobody in the room with you because you've changed. The most beautiful part about change is that it doesn't come with this grand band fanfare that everything is just pow, boom, pop. No, change happens quite quiet. You went to bed one night, you got up the next day, you tried to hurry up and jump out the bed, and that knee said, hold up, chill out for a little bit. But it doesn't just change. It doesn't make a whole lot of noise when it happens. The way that your food tastes now, your perspective and your routine, all of that has given clear indications that you're changing. So the problem is, what's so bad about it? Because truth of the matter is, a lot of people are walking around and they're fighting the inevitability of change. How can you fight against something that is going to happen regardless of whether you want to or not? Unless you found a Ponce de Leon fountain of youth, got news for you. You about to change. Matter of fact, you just changed in a second because you thought about something and you forgot what you thought about because you were listening to this video. I know. Don't hit. Don't you run that red light. You can't hit that brake like you used to. That reaction time a little slower. You know why? Because you've changed. And change is not always a bad thing, because that's the part that people have this complex with. You change. The question is really not at core value, why you changed or you've changed. The question that you should be asking people that's asking you if you've changed is, why haven't you changed? Because truth of the matter is, regardless of whether you wanted to or not, that change is taking place. And guess what? You got to live with it and deal with it. Because there's only one other option, and I know you ain't ready to take that option, of course. You definitely made a change. But this is the part that gets me. It's like one of those people come up to you and they hit you with that, you changed, and you really try to go back and prove to them that you have not. People don't even know what they're doing. You change, like they accuse you of changing as if changing was a crime. It's not. It's just not. Listen. There was a time when I had a dope fade. I even had one that was created for me, a fantastic fade. But I got news for you. I got more hair on my chin now than I do on top of my head because I've changed. It's just what it is. They look at you different now. Your food choices to change. Man, you used to go out and used to do this and you used to do that and you used to be out there. You changed. That's just what it is. But this is what I found out about change, is that there is a resistance factor that comes along with that piece and that change. It's one of those things. It stops the connection between you and other people. That's why they're so resistant to you changing, because they always take and remember. Think about it. Anybody that has ever accused you of being that different or you're not the same person that you used to be, it's because you now have made them uncomfortable in their own space. It's because you're moving for you a little bit more. You're taking more consideration for yourself. You're taking a lot more time out to just enjoy the you that you are, and it doesn't line up with what they have going on. So they often accuse you of being something, and surprisingly, the word that comes to mind is actually disloyal. Oh no, have they ever called you disloyal? Absolutely not. They're not that bold. But no, they do. They will question your every move as if you have to answer to them because of your decision making. Nah, it don't work like that. It's the resistance factor. They don't want you to elevate. They don't want you to move, because sometimes when other people don't desire to change, you staying where you are is perfect for their lifestyle. Because you are growing and elevating now, you're changing. It's not the fact that you're changing and it's irking them. It's the fact that they don't want to see you and they don't want to level up. Because truth of the matter is, everybody in your corner should be evolving along with you. If you have grown to be the smartest person in the circle, guess what? You need a new circle. Because it's not fun to just be the smartest. And that means that you stop learning. That means that you're refusing to keep on moving, to keep on pushing, to keep on elevating, to keep on changing. You got to change. You do realize that you don't wear the same shoe right now as you did when you were, in them stride rights, trying to walk with your knees buckling and shaking. Because if you right now at your grown age try to put on a baby shoe, I got news for you. It ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's not even a possibility you can get in that shoe. Why is it so that we're trying to fit ourselves back into an old version of ourselves when we've done so much changing? I'm trying to figure out, for the comfortability of other people, we're trying to go back. We're trying to regress back into what we once were. Listen, you're not in your 20s no more. You can't run the street like you once did all night. You married with kids. You got responsibilities and work in the morning. You can't do it. You just can't do it. It's not the fact. And the bad part about it is that when you fool yourself so bad trying to do what you used to do for the sake of other people, because you know for a fact that's not even in your blood no more. But it's the resistance factor. Maybe if I can prove that I'm the same person, maybe the change don't come as quick. I have news for you. You can dance all night if you want to, but you better believe that back gonna hurt before you hit that bed. Don't you go try to throw that Epsom salt away. Don't you do it. You know you need it because you changed. But this is the other side of change that a lot of people don't really focus on. It's the reward of change. The unexpected wins, how much knowledge you've obtained, you know, how many times you've been promoted, how many times and great successes have passed you and milestones in your life. It's literally the reward of growing and maturing when you can look at it. Listen, we've all had this conversation with ourselves. When we were young, we were doing little things, and you hear the older folk used to say, just wait, keep living, and we ain't gonna never be like that. You find yourself right now saying some of the same stuff that those older people told you. Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Man, it don't make no sense for them to be out in these streets like this. You do realize you was out in the streets pretty bad. You do know that you used to kind of cut up a little bit often, right? Because again, but the rewards of change, it literally comes, with new opportunities, like better health. You decided you dropped weight. You picked up some other, you get in stronger relationships. At one point, you was hopping from this one to this one and this one. You married now with 4 children. 2 of them about to graduate. You know why? Because you changed. Truth of the matter is, change is a rewarding situation. It can give you some great wins, some things that you can really look back on your life and say, you know what? I'm really proud of that moment. I actually made a difference in somebody else's life. It wasn't just about me this time. I've changed. I used to be just that go-getter for me, grind. But I really made impact to somebody else's life in this earth. That's a big situation because you've changed. That's just what it is. Because the truth of the matter is, if you don't change, you literally get into a place of stagnation and you find yourself being locked into your past success, what you were your best at, you know? That's why you still have people that's still in certain fields and certain areas trying to do the same thing that they was doing, and it just don't work out like that. Nah, because you've changed. You do realize that change creates room for the new version of yourself. And why are we so reluctant to meet the new us? Now, come on, it's you. It's still you. Don't get me wrong. You're a little bit wiser. Hair may be a little gray, but you've obtained a couple of situations that help turn those hairs gray. Eyesight may not be as good, but you look quite distinguished with your glasses on. I know you don't have the pants sagging anymore, but I ain't gonna lie. The pair of Dockers you could wear, those chinos and that button-up shirt, with them loafers, you know you was killing them. That's how they look. You've elevated, you've changed. You don't do the same things you used to do. Because now it just doesn't make sense to do it. We did it for simple enjoyment, but guess what? Getting up in the morning is a lot more enjoyable when you can actually not throw up. So we don't drink like that no more. So we don't do all these extracurricular things we used to. You know why? Because you changed. That's the kick. That's the talk for today. Truth of the matter is, change is not a bad situation. One thing that I don't want you to do or take away from this conversation, you have to do this for me. Don't let people judge your change. Truth of the matter is, just because you're changing and they choose not to, does not stop you from elevating. It doesn't demean them, but you shouldn't stop waiting. Because I've never in my life ever seen a butterfly stand by a caterpillar and wait for it to transform. There's so much of the world that you have to see, so many new people to meet, so many opportunities that are right before your face. But we'll sacrifice them all for the sake of not changing. I know you stuck on it. You know, you stuck in your ways. I get it. I understand. Me and you, we here right now. I understand. You didn't want to change your hair because that hairstyle that you've been holding on to, but I know it's a part of who you are. It's the part that what defines you. But guess what? It is thinning a little bit. I know you're trying to hang on to what once was. But guess what? You're changing. All for the sake of not wanting to go forward. You're really holding yourself back. Think of it like this, and I'm going to leave you with this particular note. Change is not a betrayal of who I was. It's an unveiling of who I was becoming. I think that'll hold you real good. Change is not a betrayal of who I was. It's an unveiling of who I was becoming. You have the right to change, the right to evolve, the right to become exactly what you said you were going to become. And I get it. I understand. It does not make everybody comfortable. You're not supposed to. The truth of the matter is, when you get into a comfort zone, you get lazy. When you get lazy, you have no results. Stagnation will bring on frustration, all breeding from that procrastination. Truth of the matter is, it's your right to change. And if anybody deprives you of their right, just like anything else, you have a right to dismiss them out your life as well. And it's not about that. Listen, don't get me wrong. Change is not about getting rid of people. But it's about embracing who you're becoming. Who you promised yourself by this particular time, I was going to be this, and it didn't happen like that. Guess what? You are still changing. Because as long as life exists, you will change. It's inevitable. It's that guy Jay Hen. You know? It's just talk. A simple conversation.